welcome to TV20 News. I'm Kiara Cotton.
And I'm Dan Monroe. Thanks so much for being with us, Kiara. Good to see you again.
Likewise. We're back at it again. Another new week. And the weather, I know we talk about the weather all the time.
Yeah, we do.
But I'm really enjoying the fact that I don't have to wear a coat anymore.
And you want to know what's really interesting?
Tell me.
Kids are going to be on summer break very, very soon.
That's crazy.
Like very soon.
I have no concept of time in that regard.
And neither do I. And my kids will be going on break soon, and I have no idea what they're going to do.
Bother you.
Bother me, yes.
That's good.
Hey, let's take a look at what's coming up here on TV20 News.
One of the first things that we can do is if there's an immediate need of food, just give us a call.
More than 1,000 people in Cuyahoga County are at risk of losing SNAP benefits. We'll explain what you need to know about the impact of new federal work requirements.
The Mason brothers are back in their hometown of Cleveland. Details about the July 4th fight featuring Cleveland boxer Abdullah Mason.
Every year, like towards the summer when kids are getting out of school, we have an esports tournament where we put on gaming for computer gaming, Madden, 2K, Roblox, and things like that.
Cleveland area kids came together for some friendly esports competitions and to learn why it's about more than just playing video games. More than 1,000 Cuyahoga County residents could lose SNAP benefits because of a new federal work requirement. Under the new rules, recipients who are not exempt must complete at least 20 hours of work to keep receiving benefits.
There have been work requirements for SNAP for many years, but it was limited to individuals who are able-bodied, without children, and under the age of 54. And now they have expanded the work requirements to include adults up to the age 64. So it's a 10-year expansion.
Cuyahoga County officials say the state has already started notifying people affected by the changes, and that at least half of those at risk of losing benefits are age 55 or older.
I really want to stress that people should reach out to us for the exemption. I can say also this is a nationwide trend. We are seeing a very similar trend. It was in the New York Times that the SNAP population has dropped by 3 million nationwide. For us, it's been 11,000 just in Cuyahoga County, but that's roughly it's a very similar trend we're seeing nationwide.
Officials say anyone needing help finding food assistance can call the United Way's hotline at 211 or contact the Greater Cleveland Food Bank for pantry and meal resources. You can reach the Food Bank's Help Center at 216-738-2067.
Cleveland's own Abdullah Mason is getting ready for the biggest title defense of his young career. The undefeated boxing lightweight champion announced he will face former world champion Joe Cordina on July 4th. As the city celebrated the 21-year-old at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, leaders also highlighted the family behind his rise to boxing stardom.
Cleveland has a long, storied history of great boxers, and is just so excited to really recognize all that great excellence across our city as we celebrate this big fight come July 4th.
Known as the Jackson 5 of boxing, Abdullah and his brothers have become one of Cleveland's most recognizable fighting families, all trained by their father on the east side of Cleveland. Mason remains undefeated as he heads into his July 4th title defense.
Hey Cleveland, let's catch you up on what happened at the latest City Council meeting on May 11th. Council approved for the City of Cleveland to give permanent easements to the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District for a restoration project along Mill Creek at Carouge Park. It's designed to stop ongoing stem bank erosion that's been filling the Carouge flood control basin with sediment and putting underground sewer lines at risk. With this plan, the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District will restore about 2,000 feet of Mill Creek upstream from the basin. Council approved legislation for the city to purchase rock salt for next winter. The city is ordering 75,000 tons, with about 16,000 tons left over from last winter that city officials believe will be enough until Christmas. The contract with Cargill Incorporated costs a little over $4 million. Finally, Council also authorized the city to enter into an agreement with CHN Housing Partners to administer emergency water and sewer conservation services for low-income homeowners. This is on behalf of the Divisions of Water, Water Pollution Control, and Cleveland Public Power for a 2-year period. The program is designed to help low-income Cleveland area homeowners by providing conservation devices and minor home repairs. The Department of Public Utilities anticipates a total annual program cost of $900,000. That's your Cleveland Council wrap-up for this week. Stay tuned to TV20 for more updates on how council decisions shape our city.
That's Thousands of Cleveland students and families spent the day celebrating science, technology, engineering, arts, and math at the 27th annual Rock Your World with STEAM. The free event brings together Cleveland Metropolitan School District students, teachers, and community partners for everything from robotics and engineering to art displays and literacy programs. Event leaders say it's all about inspiring creativity, innovation, and future careers.
So this is really a culminating of activities throughout the year. We're excited because we were able to partner with the City of Cleveland in August for our Back to School Fair. And to bring it back here full circle at the end of the school year is amazing.
The free event brings together Cleveland Metropolitan School District students, teachers, and community partners for everything from robotics and engineering to art displays and literacy programs. Event leaders say it's all about inspiring creativity, innovation, and future careers.
A group of students in Cleveland are helping to make a difference when it comes to the amount of trash on our streets. At PEP Hopewell, students surveyed community members in hopes of learning best practices to reduce litter in our city. The City of Cleveland's Sustainability Department noticed and stopped by to commend their efforts.
We are talking and trying to help bring awareness about the trash in the local community and to hopefully try and end or reduce the amount of trash spotted on public streets. And it can affect even the smallest of things, a simple tree, a simple flower.
The other day we just picked up 44 pounds worth of trash. Oh, it makes me feel really good, knowing that I'm making a difference out there.
City officials also got to meet the class pet, a turtle named Lala. Students also received medals as a thank you from the city. PEP Hopewell is a positive education program that services children with developmental trauma, mental health challenges, and autism throughout Greater Cleveland and Northeast Ohio.
A tea party for Cleveland's Hispanic seniors. The City of Cleveland's Community Relations Board partnered with the 2nd District Police Department and the Hispanic Police Officers Association to make it happen at the city's Hispanic Senior Center on Scranton Road.
Today we are celebrating the tea party for Mother's Day, so the officers is preparing the breakfast for the seniors, so we're having a dance, we're having a great time to mingle with them in celebration for Mother's Day.
We have to focus on the serving as well as the protecting. It's a blessing to be here and be a part of this as officers as well as the community members. We are from this community. The Tea Party theme, they come dressed, they come ready to have a good time.
Officers made tea and breakfast for seniors, and all the seniors came dressed in theme for the tea party.
Hello, this is John Skirdick from the Cleveland Public Library. We are here in the Special Collections Department of the Cleveland Public Library. We turned 100 years old last year of Main Library. It was a great, fantastic year showing off our 12 million items to the Cleveland Public Library patrons and our suburban patrons and welcoming everyone in. Today I wanted to tell you about one of our amazing niche collections at the library here in Special Collections. Our library started in February 1869, and we started collecting books very early on for the citizens of Cleveland. And as we grew, we got many, many more books. And one of the first places we had books was in our school library, and it served as the public library before we had this wonderful, massive main library. And at this collection was a bunch of books, and we still have them here at Main Library. In fact, we call it the original collection. 38 volumes in this department, which our patrons can come and see. Why that's important? It shows what we are about and what we aim to be in the future. This wonderful collection is always available for kids to come in and see, for our patrons. We're a library not just of popular books, but also of books for research. And this is a really important collection. So please come down to Special Collections and check it out.
Today we're highlighting a free after-school program that engages high schoolers in architecture, construction, and engineering through mentorship, projects, and career development opportunities. It's called the ACE Mentor Program of Cleveland. Joining me now is Glenn Shoemate, the board chair and executive director for ACE Mentor Cleveland. Glenn?
Good to be here today, Dan.
Thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
What's the backstory? Tell me all about ACE, what they do, how it was founded.
Sure. ACE is a national program that founded 30 years ago. We've been in Cleveland for 17 now. We currently serve 12 high schools in Greater Cleveland, primarily Cleveland Metropolitan School District, but we're also Cleveland Central Catholic, Shaker, Warrensville, and Cleveland Heights. So we serve about 287 students, to be exact, I think is what our numbers were this year, in those 12 high schools.
Why is it so important to introduce students to architecture, construction, engineering while they're in high school?
Sure. I mean, ACE is a after-school program primarily, but it's a career pathway program. So our goal is to engage, excite, and enlighten young people to understand opportunities in construction, but not just construction in the sense of the physical part of it, right? But also the architecture design components, the engineering aspects, as well as in the construction management space and construction trades. And so we have a number of hands-on activities that we involve and expose young people in, because our industry also needs a future career path. And so if we can get them started earlier, freshmen in high school through high school, and we provide scholarships. This year we'll provide $110,000 in scholarships to about 20 students, including some college students, but also graduating high school students.
How do you see the students change as they come through your program?
So there's a number of things I've had an opportunity to do here in Greater Cleveland, but ACE Mentor is probably at the pinnacle of that, right? I love the youth engagement component. When I worked for the Indians in the past, I started a youth and recreation, kind of program through Cleveland Indian Charities, and, continue to be involved. But I mean, ACE Mentor really has been the capstone of seeing a young person, and maybe I'd meet them at ACE Spring Banquet and see them get a scholarship, and then they come back, get an internship, and then you see them go from being a high school senior to a college senior and find a job in the industry. And so there are a number of students that we can now point to successfully who've gone through the high school program, gotten a scholarship, gone to college, come back and do internships, and then find a full-time job in a local firm. And they start right out of college at $70,000 a year. And so can't be happier for them that they found something that they enjoy that also pays well.
And I know we like to have our students come back and develop here in Cleveland, but really there's jobs all over the place. Wherever you want to go, there's something for you in the architecture, construction, even engineering.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the built environment, if you will. I mean, we all need either people in our homes or in our offices to fix, to repair, to build. That's never going to go away. You can't export building, right? It's going to happen right here in Cleveland or in Ohio and in America. And so we're pleased to be able to give students, that exposure and that opportunity to get started on a path that can sustain them for a career.
What would you say is the most exciting part of ACE?
It's seeing the light bulb go on and students maybe initially being unsure of what it means or what they want to do, and kind of being reserved, but then getting to ask questions, being able to lead. I mean, one of the things we do every year is we create what we call an RFP, a request for proposal, and that's kind of the learning prompt that's used for those academic year sessions. And at the end, those students present a oral presentation, storyboard, and a PowerPoint that they have to explain in an 8-minute judged, kind of panel. And it's an opportunity just to see their creativity and their ideas. This year was around identification of a project within a mile and a half of their school that was a retail establishment that they would offer kind of a service for what ideas they may come up with. And so we've seen things from Bill the Hatter that we're familiar with downtown and trying to how they might market their stores better, to restaurants or retail stores and ice cream dairy. And then one was even a funeral home, right? Which I guess that's retail, but really exciting presentations that are creative, that have nice both engineering, design concepts, as well as construction aspects.
If someone's watching at home, one of the student who might be on the fence, not sure what this is about, how would you encourage them to look into ACE?
Sure. acementor.org, acecleveland.org are kind of where you get started, where you can find information, where you can see some of the projects, the examples and opportunities that young people have been involved in. You can see adults who are talking about how we can mentor and how we can support and how we can help usher students from, again, high school to college to a career. And, we're always looking for more. And even if you're already graduated from high school and you want to come back and volunteer, right? We're always looking for volunteers who are willing to spend time with young people to help, direct and support and develop them.
The mentors you use, I'm going to safely assume these are experts in their field?
They're mostly professionals in architecture, construction, engineering, but we also will have financial literacy or, career development or just other aspects. I mean, some of the students who choose to be an ACE after school and may even get a scholarship from us may get a scholarship for political science or for accounting or architecture. Our industry also needs IT and HR and business professionals, right? But if it's a student that has good grades, good engagement with teachers and with mentors, we may also provide them with a scholarship. We'll use our broader network to see if we can connect them to employers throughout our industry. I mean, one of our partners this year in a new program is actually Cuyahoga Community College, where we have 88 seniors this year. So we're going to try to develop a summer program that we have about 23 students signed up for. Those students are in college credit at Tri-C. They'll be paid, in certain cases, $22 an hour. For 150 hours, it's a stipend of $3,200 for engaging with us, but also gaining work experience. And we're just trying to support and provide connections and relationships.
Okay. Well, Glenn, you said it once, it deserves repeating. How can people reach ACE if they want more information?
Sure. I'd say acecleveland.org, or you can email me at acecleveland.org.
Glenn Shumate, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Glad to be with you and appreciate all the support in the city of Cleveland.
It's our pleasure.
We had the chance to visit the Improper Frames exhibition at the Cleveland Museum of Art. Improper Frames is an exhibit about how artists and photographers see the city. The work responds to Cleveland's recent property survey, a citywide effort that evaluated buildings and land, helping shape decisions about neighborhoods and development. Improper Frames is organized by Cleveland Print Room.
We're striving to work with our residents. And one of the ways that we're doing that, which is a little bit different, is by hanging warning notices instead of violation notices.
Offering homeowners the resources they need. The new approach the Department of Building and Housing says it's taking to cut down on the number of Cleveland homes in disrepair.
Hi, I'm Sally Martin O'Toole, the Director of Building and Housing for the City of Cleveland.
I'm Mike Polensik. I represent Cleveland's 10th Ward and also the Dean of Cleveland City Council. We are in the Euclid Park neighborhood. Some people still call it Euclid Green. When I walked this area last year campaigning, I was shocked by the number of properties that were in disrepair.
We have a tarp above the porch. The porch might be collapsing, and so obviously these are things that we're gonna definitely be addressing.
And then again, you got a yellow house across the street. We're trying to maintain it.
Yeah, we're striving to work with our residents, and one of the ways that we're doing that, which is a little bit different, is by hanging warning notices instead of violation notices. So letting them know some of the things that might be wrong with their home, giving them resources to choose from that they could, if they need help, get help. And the point of systematic code enforcement is to take a proactive approach. Because many of these wonderful neighbors maintain their homes beautifully.
That's right.
And in fact, we're going to give them thank you cards and tell them thank you for doing what you do.
I think this is great. That, to those residents and those homeowners and maybe even tenants, that we thank you for the way you take care of your property.
Cleveland seniors who take part in the Theater of Life drama class performed at Zelma George Recreation Center. Theater of Life is an arts program offered by Cleveland City Recreation. It gives participants opportunities to develop skills in acting, dancing, singing, and improv, with showcases throughout the year. For more information, you can visit clevelandohio.gov and go to the Recreation Centers tab.
Have you heard of esports? It's team video game competitions where you can play for big money, and it's currently all the rage. Recently, Cleveland area kids came to Frederick Douglass Rec Center to join in on some of the friendly esports competitions and to learn why it's more than just playing video games.
We've been involved with esports about 3 or 4 years now. So every year, like towards the summer when kids are getting out of school, we have an esports tournament where we put on gaming for computer gaming, Madden, 2K, Roblox, and things like that for the kids to show off their skills and the things that they've learned over the time while they've been here at the center for the past year.
The tournament was set up through Esports Scholar, an organization that provides after-school esports programs for schools and rec centers. Founder Stan Yusevich says the goal is to teach the kids more than how to play video games.
I think in a lot of ways our goal is to trick kids into wanting to learn, and I think a big part of that is just the computer literacy that comes with playing games, and then turning that initial interest into maybe I want to learn how to build games, I want to learn more about broadcasting, I want to learn other kinds of skills that are related to the world of esports.
As for the kids, Well, they're learning new skills and having an absolute blast doing it. Of course, with all the tournaments comes a level of healthy competition.
In Madden, I just beat him in Madden 25-6, so it's not a conversation in Madden.
He beat you in 2K. He beat you in Fortnite. What are you beating him in?
2K.
That's not what he says.
So I won't beat you in 2K? No, sir. No, you're not.
Above all, the kids say they're glad their rec centers have embraced esports.
If we didn't have this stuff, we get to play it at recs, the esports, so we could know how to play games and stuff.
I'm real grateful for taking me here and bringing me places.
Some kids don't gravitate towards traditional sports such as basketball and football, the physical aspect of those things. But in other light, they are very, very much so into technology and things like that. So where you can learn communication, like you said, teamwork, discipline, and things like that. So the similar things that you get from a traditional sport, like you said, you also can get from gaming.
For more information on Esports Scholar, visit their website at esportsscholar.com.
Greetings, I'm TV20's Cornell Calhoun III, award-winning playwright, producer, filmmaker, and proud son of Cleveland, Ohio. I am the host of Conversations with Cal and Creative Focus that celebrate the city's incredible art scene. The voices, the vision, the vibrant stories that shape who we are. From local heroes to rising stars, we're telling Cleveland's story. Bold, brilliant, and beautifully created. So join me on TV20 for Conversations with Cal and Creative Focus, because our city is full of talent and it's time to shine a light on it.
It's a historic moment for our state. For the first time in the 250-year history of the United States, a Navy warship will be commissioned right here in Ohio. I had the honor of speaking with U.S. Navy members aboard the USS Cleveland about this special moment. I am pleased to be joined by Hull Maintenance Tech, Deja Jackson, Damage Control Chief, Lindsay Hudson, and Robin Modley, ship sponsor with, yes, the ship, the USS Cleveland. Welcome to TV20, and welcome to Cleveland.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
USS Cleveland's probably all eyes are on this ship right now, but take me back to the humble beginnings of how this ship came to be, how it started, where it started.
So I can give you the finish line, but they were here. Yeah, so I started off on the USS Cleveland back of May of 2021. She was being built up in Marinette, Wisconsin. The first time I actually got to see her was last year. It was the first time I got to go up there. I did builder dock trial, sea trials with them. First time taking her out, it was amazing. And then, just recently we left Marinette, coming through the Great Lakes. We got to go through the St. Clair River, and then we also got to go to the Detroit River, which was actually pretty cool for me. I had family that was standing on the side of the river waving as we went down.
And you got to,
oh yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, were you involved at all? Did they come to you for support on the design of the ship, or because you were with it since 21? Did you have to get any kind of input into how the ship was?
No, we have pretty standard on how the ships are built, so we didn't really get that aspect of it. I will say the Cleveland Foundation though has been involved with us tremendously, and they actually came on board and was asking us our opinions. We have a few murals that are put on the ship, and we actually got input on that, and that was really nice. Normal ships, you see a nice scale of haze gray everywhere you walk. And on ours, it was really nice having a little bit of color. That really changes the difference, being underway and having that. Even the short underway that we had traveling here, just walking down to our waterboard mission zone and seeing a little bit of color was wow, there's a lot of people in this city. This city supports us.
They sure do.
Oh yeah.
Your damage control chief, briefly, what does that entail?
Yeah, so I'm in layman's terms, I'm a firefighter on board. I'm in charge of training the crew on any type of damage control. So flooding actions, fire actions, toxic gas, anything that can go bad on the ship. Deja is actually my sidekick, HT2 here. We run the damage control training team. So she is our damage control decade coordinator is what we call it, decade coordinator. So she makes up the drill packages and gets with the XO and briefs him, and then we brief our team, and then we run drills. We run drills night and day all the time. We always have to be ready for anything that could happen.
And then Deja, as the hall maintenance tech, I was talking to you earlier, you can do the fun stuff like welding and things like that. Talk about your day-to-day.
So my day-to-day on any other platform, I'll do welding and stuff like that. But on LCS, HTs play more of a damage control role. So like Chief over here. So my day-to-day is her day-to-day. Drills, fire, flooding, toxic gas, training the crew, and just preparing our duty sections and the rest of our sailors for anything that may arise.
And Robin, you're the ship's sponsor. What does that entail? Tell me about that.
The ship sponsor is a ceremonial role first. I was named by the Secretary of the Navy back in 2018 to be the ship sponsor for the USS Cleveland, but as a ceremonial role, I'm the person who breaks the champagne bottle on the ship for the christening and attend all the major ceremonial events. But I'm also the godmother of the sailors, so my real heart is with the sailors. My real personal role is to care for the sailors. Yeah. Theoretically, my spirit is embedded into the ship in various ways by my presence, and there's something called a mast stepping ceremony, and I put a brooch into the silver box that was welded to the mast that said it's a glorious day. Yeah. And I just feel like it is a glorious day, no matter how hard and tough times are. It's a privilege to serve.
What does it mean to you to serve aboard the ship with the name Cleveland, and you're being here in this town to help celebrate it?
I feel like it's amazing. Being from Ohio, I feel like I have a piece of home with me everywhere I go. I never thought I was going to do past 4 years in the Navy, and I'm still here.
How many years?
So 12 and a half.
12 and a half.
12 and a half. And so to be a part of a ship that's named after a place that you're from, it's an amazing feeling.
What does it mean to you?
So for me, I grew up small town, Polk County, and down, like I was saying, Winter Haven, Florida. Coming to a big city is different for me. Never have I felt more welcome though. Oh, so my wife grew up in Monroe, Michigan. My father-in-law is from Cleveland. Mm-hmm. I'd never been up here till last year. Foundation brought my wife and I up here. And I tell you, like, I've never experienced anything like it.
What was the biggest takeaway you had when you first visited Cleveland?
Everyone was so nice. Mm-hmm. Like, there wasn't, I don't think we had one issue with anybody. Everybody was very kind, very nice. How are you? How's your day? It's nice.
Well, let me ask about this ship. What's going to happen? Of course, we're going to be dedicated here in Cleveland. What happens after that?
So our main mission right now is just getting back to Mayport. Mm-hmm. And then from there on, we don't know exactly what it's going to entail. We're just here to serve. Yeah. Well, where she goes, we go.
All right. Well,
Deja just was recognized by the mayor a few minutes ago.
Tell me about that. You got to meet Mayor Bibb.
So that was my second time meeting Mayor Bibb. The first time I met him was when we did Cleveland Day here in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. May 31st?
Cleveland Day was March 1st.
March.
Yeah,
okay.
3/1, March 1st.
So that was an amazing time. And today was great. Getting to see the chambers that the mayor and his staff work out of. It was just a great feeling.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Anything you can tell me special about the USS Cleveland that people might not even know about?
A lot of people just see a warship, mm-hmm. but we have amazing people on there. From every rate, every job, top to bottom, no matter your rank. Our crew is one of the best crews I've seen and had the pleasure of serving with in a long time.
That makes perfect sense. Lindsay, a ship is just a ship, but it's the people that
That's right.
are the heart of it.
Yeah, all 8 years I've been in the Navy, never once have I had a crew like this, right? Anything that needs to be done, nobody has an issue stepping in, even if it's a little bit out of their wheelhouse, they're here. I've got so many junior guys, there's that stigma of like, Chief says you need to do this, and it's Chief said this, and we're going to get it done because we want to. Yeah. And they're not normal 18, 19-year-olds. They're war fighters, and they're great.
They're great. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your stay here in Cleveland, and when the ship hits the open waters, just be safe out there.
Oh, yes. And
All right.
anybody can come and tour the ship while we're here.
Oh, yeah.
When can we tour?
We have tours open.
Through Thursday.
Yep, through Thursday.
All right.
Thursday.
Yep.
All right, we'll be there. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for joining me. I
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
it's been
you.
an honor.
Well, Dan, that wraps up another week of TV20 News. We did it.
It was full of great stories.
Yeah, lots of information this week.
Lots of great information.
Love it. Folks at home, you can follow TV20 Cleveland on Instagram and Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube page.
You can also watch our live stream at clevelandohio.gov/TV20. Thanks for being with us. I'm Dan Monroe.
I'm Kiera Cotton.
See you next time.